Hi, good evening, everybody. Oh, Jesus. Good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for joining, joining me live again. Today is day two of the authors podcast, the interview session with authors. Yesterday we had, yesterday we had Safe Me join us live, where she shared her story, her experience, and her process so far in the writing. And today we have an amazing woman coming on board. Call her. I'm going to call her because trying to call her. I don't know if she's online. I've sent her the link. I don't know if she's online. I'm trying to call her. Where is her contact? I'm trying to call her, so give me small time. Her number is not even showing. I'm trying to call her. I believe I'm live like this, so because I don't know what I'm feeling like. I don't feel like I'm live. Someone should just join me, let me know that I'm actually live. Excuse me, 1 minute. I'm available. Who are those saying is unavailable now? It's not the same link I shared. Wetin dey come? Why today? It's not online. Maybe where you're connecting from. Let's lead the conversation. Let's get ourselves. Let me know your name, where you're watching from, and your expectations from. Okay, she's here already. She's with us already. I've added her to the call. She's coming on board. Okay. No distracted. Okay, she's here already. Mama, I was even trying to call.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
I was trying to fix my light. Like, I don't know, my light stopped working.
Ah, God, I beg.
Okay. Can you hear me? Or can you
We
even see my
can hear
face?
you. We can hear you. I was trying to call because I should have sent a reminder, but when I saw the reminder on your channel, I was like, okay, she's aware. Because I'm just coming back from where I went, so if you look at me, you know, if you say I'm not calm, like I'm
You
practically
said
under
what?
pressure, but it's all good. Eh?
What did you say?
As if you look at me, you see that I'm not calm. I'm practically under pressure. I'm just coming back, but
You are not
it's
calm
all good.
like this with this your beautiful face.
God, I beg. Actually, let's okay.
If you
We
want to
get on
be
right
more
to the way.
calm, how do you
Eh?
want? I said, if you want to be more calm, how do you want to be?
At least composed. I'm. In fact, okay. I'm composed in Jesus' name.
You are
Okay.
getting
Our
me.
time is fast spent, so we just start already
All right.
because there's no time here. Because the people are joining us. So quickly, we just
Ah,
pray and
what kind of light is this?
what happened to your lights, man?
Like it's normal light that I can use for content creation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the light, those normal light I can go. It stopped working.
Now, wow. It's well. Okay, let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we thank you for tonight.
Amen.
Thank you because we have not just gathered to talk, we've gathered that we might find light, that will find answers to our questions, that will find help, that will draw wisdom. We ask that you grant us light. Help us. As many that will be watching live and those that will watch the replay, ask that you grant us help in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, do I have to introduce myself? Okay, I'm the host. So I'll just do a brief introduction. Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Abia Miracle, fondly known as the celebrity author. I'm a book, I'm a book project consultant. I'm a book editor, a book writing coach, and an author, a humble author of 8 books. So let's let let's let Miss Divine introduce herself. So we just go on.
All right, so I am Divine Alarakpe Ireyemi. You
Wait,
can call
call
me
it again.
Divine Alarakpe Ireyemi.
Okay, I think I've learned it now.
Divine Alarakpe Ireyemi. So Alarakpe Ireyemi is a compound surname.
I didn't hear you. Hi, let's open all this stuff today. I didn't hear you, please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I said Alarakpe Ireyemi is a compound name.
Okay, that is
Yes,
two
so
in
that's
one.
my
Two in
surname.
one name.
Yes, yes,
Hey,
yes.
go on. I just said your name. Introduce yourself now.
Okay, I was telling you my name first of all.
Okay.
All right. So I am a book project consultant. I am a book editor and I am a ghostwriter. I'm the founder of CCLN
I
Global,
was waiting for that part.
and CCLN Global is a network that reflects the light of God in the creative and innovative field. So we have three arms in CCLN. We have a creative community, we have an academy, and we have a publishing company.
Okay,
So the
that's
publishing company, that's our service arm, where we offer publishing services to authors.
okay. Nice to meet you officially, Divine. Alarabe I Iriyemi. Did I get it right?
That's it.
All right. Okay, we have people waiting for you already. So quickly, please, if you're joining us live, just maybe type in the comment section. Let us also get to know you. Let's get to know where you're watching from. Let's get to know what you do and all that. Okay, our first question for you is what inspired you to start writing?
Okay, what inspired me to start writing? I would say I started reading books very early. My parents, they are educationalists. Both of them were teachers and later school proprietors. So I
Okay.
was surrounded by books. From childhood to teenagehood, I was surrounded by books. So I read a lot of books. And reading those books, like it now begin to build that desire, that consciousness that I can write in me. So I began to write stories. I began to write essays. I began to write compositions. Sometimes I would read a penny English textbook. I read a penny English textbook, and when I read it, I would read the comprehension passage, and I'll keep the textbook and sit down and rewrite the comprehension passage often. I'll write it in my own style. So if I give it to people, what those adults around me, what they used to say is, they would say, this is like you only rewrote what you read in a book. Go and start writing your own. So that was what now made me begin to write.
Even to
And
be
there's a
right what
particular story.
is nice.
Can, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, I can hear you.
There's a particular story that pains me so much that now made me begin to write my own original story. So it was in JSS 3. We were preparing for our junior YS exam, and our English teacher told us that we should write a particular story. And when she told us to write that particular story, there's a particular textbook that is called Aqua.
Mm.
You know that Aqua textbook for junior YS.
I don't know Isha, but because we use a different one.
Me.
Yeah, I said we use a different textbook for junior YEC. We didn't use that one.
Okay. So we use Aqua textbook. So I've read every English composition in Aqua textbook. I've read it like 7 times.
Wow.
I abandoned all the whole subject. I was reading all the composition back to back every day, every night. Once there's Jane, I'll read. If we sit on Sandy, I'll read. So I was already in reading. So that story was already in my head. So when she told us to write the story, guess what? I just wrote one of the stories that I've read in the past question. So when she marked everybody's book, she now called me out that I am a copycat, that I
Anyway,
read the actual textbook and I copied. The girls that sat near me could not, because they were jealous, could not tell her that I did not copy. I wrote it.
but
Oh
it's
my
not copying.
goodness.
It's not your intellectual property. Now you wrote somebody else's own.
You said
But
what?
that was what made you to start writing your own.
Exactly. But then I wrote it often. But I read it from I read it from a particular textbook. So because of that, my English teacher, she punished me. She said I'm a copycat. And
Chai.
she kept saying you are lying. She could not believe that I wrote it often. I told her I've read this thing
Just
many times.
telling you.
She said even though I've read it, I cannot cram the writer's style. I said, see this woman. I could record. So from that day, I learned that lesson. I will not copy anybody's writing. I will write my own. So I became intentional about writing from that time.
Wow, that is very good. Okay, Miss Abiola, I see you. Thanks so much for joining. Accurate Education is thanks so much for joining. Kola Wole, thanks so much for joining. So while we go
Hi,
on, so people
good evening,
just stay with
everybody.
us. Yeah. Okay. While we go on, Okay, another question I have for you is, when did writing become more than just a hobby for you? No, you said you were surrounded with books, you were always reading, and then you were writing and creating your own content. So when did you move from writing as a hobby to becoming a professional writer? Did you hear me?
Yes, you said when did I move from writing to becoming a
Like, when did writing
professional
stop being
writer?
a hobby for you? When did it become a profession? When did you put your mind into this writing thing? Because you already have a company. So something must have inspired you from just being a normal writer to becoming a coach to becoming an owner of a publishing company. Yeah, so that's the question.
Okay.
When did you transition?
Okay, I would say I began to see more. I began to see that my writing skill is not ordinary, that I can do more when I began to follow Author Chimamanda Adichie. So I would say there are two pathways. The first one, when I began to follow Author Chimamanda Adichie, then I began to see that writing is not just ordinary. I began to see that writing is a pathway to impact others. Writing is a pathway to build influence. Writing is a pathway to build yourself as an impactful leader in the world as a whole. I saw the way people were listening to our ideas. People wanted to hear from Chimamanda. People wanted to have her on stages. They wanted to hear her opinion. And this person is not even a non-fiction writer. Do you know? She's
Yeah.
like, have you ever thought of that? She's, she's a fiction writer. Like, so
Fiction.
why is everybody learning from her? Why does every nation, every platform, why do they want to have Author Chimamanda on their stage? So that was what made me see that yes, writing is more. So following her made me see that there's more for me in writing. So then when I also gave my life to Christ and I got intentional with my journey with God, and then God began to show me that my writing was a way to reflect his light in the world as a whole. That and then as time goes on, I began to see that it was beyond just writing, it was creativity as a whole. It is a call to impact others. It is a call to be excellent in that industry, even as a Christian creative. So yeah, so I would say one of my is not just to raise writers. I would say one of my missions is not just to raise creatives. I would say it is to raise excellent creatives that are impacting others, building influence, creating wealth pathways, and yet they are reflecting the light of God in the marketplace. So,
That is apt. You know what they call apt. Okay, thanks so much for sharing that with us. Okay, I also want to ask, um, you said that following Chimamanda was what inspired you to see writing as more than a hobby, but something that can actually be um, a useful tool for impact. And then talking about giving your life to Christ and the revelation and all. Okay, before I go on, for how long have you been writing? Okay, you say you've been writing since you were a child.
since I was 7, 8, I've been writing.
Wow, wow, wow. That's quite a long time. Okay, can you share a defining moment in your writing journey and how it changed how you saw yourself? Can you share a defining moment, one spectacular thing that was a game changer for you?
Okay. I would say writing consistently on Facebook for 30 days in 2021. In 2021, I wrote consistently for 30 days. Like it was just myself. I saw that prompt on Google. I saw 30 days writing prompts on Google. So it contains 30, you get 30
Yeah, from
ideas,
I
30
yeah.
topics prompts. to write on. So when I saw it, I said I'm going to write on this for 30 days. So that was when it was then I started to build a community on Facebook. So I wrote consistently for that 30 days. In that prompt, there was story. In that prompt, there was non-fiction. In that prompt, there was fiction. There was essay. There was composition.
Yeah. Wait, wait.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I can hear you. Let's work. I can hear you. I
Okay.
can hear you.
I said that, okay. That for 30 days, I was writing consistently on those topics. I was writing consistently on those prompts. And because of that, like, it actually sharpened my writing skill a
Yeah,
lot.
it actually does.
It made me see that I could write different kind of things. I was writing crime fiction. I was writing supernatural fiction. I was writing paranormal. I was writing mystery. I was enjoying myself. So I was like, I can write. I wrote a lot of African literature stories. And that was when I began to get comments on Facebook. And people were like, you can write, you can do this, you can that. Like people began to follow me and comment
Yeah.
on my story. I was I even I even created a blog, a WordPress blog,
Yeah.
where I posted my stories and people were reading my stories. So that made me see that consistency made me see that there's nothing I cannot do with writing. And so writing comes so easy. Even if I'm telling myself that this food is not pretty. You get this body is not pretty. This content is not pretty. It's still always powerful because I have used that pen. I have welded my pen again and again and again. So that's what every writer must understand to build mastery. Like if you do it again and again, people do not understand why. I'm always doing writing challenges. I will do challenge on LinkedIn. I'll do challenge on Facebook. I'll do challenge on IG. People do not understand why I'm doing this thing. But I'm building my writing skill. I'm flexing my muscle. I know that there is more. There is still that authority tone I want to tap in writing. I feel like there's a way you can write and it will sound audacious and you sound like an authority. Yes. People say I have it, but I feel like there is more. There is so. This is why I'm writing more again, and again. So yes, I would say consistency was what sharpened my writing skill. That was a game changer for me.
Abella, it's gone off.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So that's all for that question.
Okay, you mentioned that you started the blog. How far with the blog? That are you still writing on it?
No. I actually deleted that blog.
Why not?
Nothing. I That's my WordPress blog. Later on, I just felt like I wanted to start afresh. So I deleted the blog. I did not want it to like if people search for design on Google, I don't want it to bring that WordPress blog because that blog was getting optimized already. So I deleted the blog on WordPress.
Okay, no problem. Um.
So now I am building a Substack blog.
Okay, Substack.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. This question now, with all these your sweet stories, sweet experiences, have there been a time you almost gave up on writing? Is there anything that has happened that you almost You almost gave up on writing. Network.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Did you hear the question?
Okay, okay. So you said, was there any time when
Yeah,
I
you
wanted
almost
to
gave
give up
up
on
on
writing?
writing. Yeah, what happened? If yes,
Okay.
what happened? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
And I that was that was when admission to I gained admission to medical school. So
Okay.
when I gained admission to medical school, there was this like I was dealing with a particular fear in medical school then, because I have fear of practicals. I have fear of practicing then. So I was consumed with that fear. I did not even I was not getting myself. So even my writing, I tried to abandon it for a while. I was not getting my spark. I was scared. You know what it means to live a life of fear, a life of phobia. So I was scared of, what if I don't do well in this school? And I was scared of the future. What would happen in my future? What would I become? If I don't do well in medicine, what will I do well in? And all of that. So later, I just found myself returning back to my writing. It was not up to 3 months. It's not something that I decided that I want to give up. It's just subconsciously. Like subconsciously, I was getting worried. I was living a life of worry and and phobia, I would say.
So the fear made you almost give up.
Yes, like I did not even think of it at all. I did not even
Just
write on Facebook, LinkedIn, my blog. I just left it dead.
wow.
So later, I found myself weaving back to writing. And
Hmm. That is that is actually something that subconsciously happens to some people because before you know you cannot you don't know when that fear will come in, and if you're not conscious, you you will have maybe had a long term impact before you realize that something has happened.
exactly. And some people, before you know it, they will not even write again.
Yes.
There are a
I
lot
know
of
one
persons
thing
like
about
that. They
writing
will
is
not
eh,
even.
what about writing when you leave it, maybe now come back after like 6 months, 1 year, 3 months, you will struggle. Some people during that struggling phase, they will just leave it entirely.
But if you can stay consistent during that struggling phase, you will break out of it.
Actually. Okay, that is on that. Thanks so much for your response. Okay, the next question we have here is what has what has been your biggest struggle? PK say mommy na here. What has been your
Okay,
biggest struggle so far as a writer?
okay. I would say, I have two biggest struggle actually. Can I go on?
Yeah, yeah, go on.
I would say the first one is, I am like someone that has a lot of idea. Like I'm someone that have a lot of ideas, so much. I can decide to be doing a series every week on my Facebook, on my LinkedIn, and on my IG, and I'll not run out of. I have a lot of ideas, so it's an issue for me. I can decide this week I want to write on why first time authors get a book project consultant for their book. Next week, I can say I want to write on how to sell your book. There's a lot of ideas, a lot. So it's a problem for me trying to like stay connected. You get like stay connected to just one
On one
idea,
thing.
yes, and not try to combine everything together. So that's one issue I deal with as a writer. There's always a lot of ideas. There's always a lot of ideas.
Capacity woman for a reason.
Okay, so the
Hey.
second one now, for the second one, you know that I am a writing coach and I am also a Christian writer. So I'm always trying to, like, there's always this intersection, always trying to, oh, I'm not writing Christian content. I am writing as a writing coach. I am writing, you get, like,
Yeah.
somehow I'll feel like I am writing more as a writing coach. I am writing more as a book editor. I am writing more as a book project consultant. I am not writing as a Christian writer. That's one issue I used to have. But I've learned one thing, and what I've learned is that I am not just creating the Christian content because I want people to see me as a Christian writer. It is flowing out of me because that's who I am. You get,
Yeah.
yes, it is flowing out of me. So we as Christian creatives who are also book project consultants or writing coaches, we don't need to force ourselves. You don't need to say, I want to force myself to write a Christian content. No. Like one thing that God taught me, you are a river of living water. Like it's a source that never runs dry. So it's supposed to be flowing. So let it flow out of you. If a Christian content is flowing out of me, I would write it and put it out there. So I will not try to force myself and pressure myself and say, no, I must mention Jesus in this particular content
Yeah.
because I want to show that I am a Christian
Like
writer.
a stone.
So, did you get that?
Yeah, I struggled with that, Sha, but it's not about me today.
Okay. But did you get my explanation?
Yeah, yeah, I understand. I understand you. Okay, thanks so much for your response. No, there was a time I used to have this struggle now, what I call it this doubt. Now I'd be like, I'm putting myself too much as a writer, professional writer, and then I'm no longer writing the define Christian content I used to be known for. Like, it was a whole lot, but that's story for another day. Okay, another question I have for you is how do you handle
You should create
writer's
a
block?
YouTube channel for that. I'll be a YouTube video.
Well, don't worry, that would be it's actually necessary. Thank you so much for that idea. Okay, and this one is three in one question. So you take time and answer the three of them. So the questions are: how do you handle writer's block? I know your rivers of living water. Maybe tell us how you handled it then, and then how you handled rejection, and also how you tackle lack of motivation when it shows up. Do you
Hmm.
understand the question?
Yes.
Yeah, please,
How
because
do
many
I
people that are watching this thing will need your help.
how do I handle writer's block, right?
Yes,
How do I handle writer's block? How do I handle lack of
rejection.
motivation
Yeah, and rejection.
and rejection?
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, for writer's block, how do I handle writer's block? I would say how I handle writer's block is by taking time to read. Like whenever I find out that I like that's formally actually. Now there's an hack. Now there's an hack. But then before I talk about the hack, formally how I handle writer's block is that I read. I would get books and read books. I would read from writers that speaks to the art. You know, there are some literary fiction you read. not just ordinary fiction, literary fiction that you feel connected to the characters.
Mm.
Do you get? I'll read those kind of fiction. I would watch YouTube videos that are related to creativity. YouTube videos that are related to my interests. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So these things will definitely spark it will definitely spark creative ideas, and I will return back to writing. So that's always worked for me.
Wait, before
But
you
now,
go on with that, wait, before you go on with the rest of the question, let me ask something.
okay,
Okay, what if in a situation where you've tried all the hack, like you've read, you've watched YouTube video, you've you tried to use from, even when you maybe try to use from, when you try to force yourself, it's looking like, when you're right, that this thing is just bland, like it's not making sense. Like everyone, so more like your head is blocked literally. You're trying to find it, you're doing everything, but it's not working. What should the person do?
take
Because
a
I've
break
been
for
there.
some time.
Eh?
Take a break for some time.
Okay, so you can relax the brain.
Yes.
Okay, that works. Okay, go on.
Okay, now how do I handle rejection?
Yeah.
Should I tell you, like when I started writing on Facebook, I used to send my stories to literary magazine. They used to reject my work.
This is just
Yes. You
you
know,
say girl
literary
mind
magazine, they had this standard.
yeah.
So they used to reject my works. Like there's a particular literary magazine that accepted my work. Just one. But the rest, they used to reject my work. That time when I used to send work to literary magazine. And I did not give up. I used to send it again and again and again. Because I just felt like I just had that consciousness. I didn't even know what was the motivation. I just had that consciousness then that I am getting better. Let me keep sending it. I am getting better. One day they will say yes. One day they will say yes. Like that was my mentality. So how
Wow,
do I
that's
handle rejection? Now, how do I handle rejection? I believe that if you are saying what I am doing is not good, then you should be able to tell me what to make it better.
yes.
And if you are telling me what to make it better, I'll make good use of it. And I'll tell myself that that does not make me like, and that does not make me someone that does not know what she's doing.
Yeah.
I just feel like this rejection thing, you need to make use of your mouth. Open your mouth and speak. Don't just let people step on you and make you feel like you are on the floor and you accept it. No. Open your mouth, even though they correct you, accept the correction. But I'll still tell myself, yes, I can do better. I'll make use of this correction, I will do better. But that does not mean that I am not a good writer. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because we do not feel thought with thought, we feel thought with our words. So if you want to kill that negative thought, you need to make use of words. Did you
And
get
speak
that?
up. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so now for what's the third one?
How do you handle lack of motivation? You want to write, but you're not feeling it.
Okay, okay, okay. I would say one thing that has always helped me to be very sincere is consistency challenges. There are times that I'll put myself on consistency challenge and I'll not even tell people online that I'm on a consistency challenge. Like I'll just tell myself I'm going to show up every day, at least twice. So I must write two contents for every single day. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes. So what tells me that I have like creating small, like simple system and structures. It helps a lot. If only people can create simple systems and structures. It can be something like waking up every day to write by 5 a.m. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It can be something like batch creating on a particular weekend and you have content to put out during the week. So these are things that would help you when you lack motivation. Systems and structure will help you a lot when you lack motivation.
You're actually right. When you set systems that keep you accountable, your writing will be beyond the emotions again. Whether you feel like or you don't feel like,
Or you don't
you
feel like
just know
just
that
writing.
I have to do it.
That's one thing I've learned. I've learned too sometimes that I don't need to worry whether it is the emotional connection is there or is not there. Let me write it first. Let me get it written. I can now go back and read it and add nothing.
And add emotions.
Yes.
Okay, thanks so much for that. Thanks so much. Another thing about writing is that, like from the second question, you said that when people reject your work, you tell yourself that okay, this is not about you, or that not knowing how to write, but maybe about the nature of the work. It also has something to do with self awareness, the consciousness of knowing who you are and why you're doing what you're doing. Because if you keep letting people define you, you're nothing, and you remain nothing before them, unless maybe you prove your worth over time. Okay, to our next question. The question is, what early mistake did you make in your writing journey, and what did that mistake teach you?
Hmm. That's deep. Okay. One early mistake that I made in my writing journey, I'll say one of the early mistakes that I made in my writing journey was, mm, let me say, okay, deciding to stop posting on social media. There was a time that I decided that I won't post on social media because there were some set of writers that I knew that they did not post on social media. Do you understand? So they only wrote to submit their work to literary magazine. Do you know that there are some set of writers that do not show up on social media like we do? They only write and
Yeah,
submit to literary magazines. They only write
yeah,
and submit to traditional publishers. So I copied them. I stopped showing up on Facebook. I stopped showing up for some time. I was only sending my work to literary magazines, and that was a mistake. Because for somebody that is a beginner, you need to write again and again and again and again. So if there's somebody that is coming to me that is a beginner and that is telling me, "Ma, I want to learn how to earn from my writing. I want to go strive." I'll tell the person, "Are you building on any social media platform?"
they will say
If the
no.
person say no, I'll say, "Come, I'll give you prompts. Come and do 60 days challenge. If you can write for 60 days consistently, then you can prove to me that you can go strive." How do you want to handle client work if you cannot build a presence on social media? Like, so it's always very painful when I talk like that. Do you get?
Yeah,
But they do not understand I'm speaking from a consciousness.
yeah,
Do you know if there's somebody, a writer that is more talented than me? In fact, I have writers that they are more talented than me when we started. But now they are seeing me as their mama. And it's very funny. You know why? Because they decided to write occasionally.
and
But
you're
I
showing up
decided to write
basis.
consistently. Every week I'm writing. Every month I'm writing. You get? So consistency, hard work, it will beat your talent. It will beat talent. So for now, I'm very skilled in book editing. If there's an editor that is coming online that is talking about editing every single day more than I am doing, even though I am building as an authority, do you know that person is going to get more, like going to build more a community of people that recognizes that person
Yeah.
than myself because of showing up again and again. So what I learned from that mistake is consistency. Write a lot. If you want to be a good writer, write. Yes, so that's it.
Okay, that's the same advice. That's the advice Kola Wole shared to us yesterday. She said just right, whether you feel like just right, whether you want to improve, right, you want to get better, anything. Because you can only get better when you is in the process that you get better. Okay, our time is going on. Our next question here is, what mistake do you see new writers making repeatedly today?
Okay, I'll be sincere. New writers, they just want to earn. That's the truth.
This matter.
You don't want to build a community.
Nobody wants to be. Everybody wants 6 figures.
You don't want to build a community. You just want to write a book. If you spend money on the book now, who will buy the book? Will you sell the book to me?
No, they
Or
give it to
Angel?
me.
Will you buy the will you be the one to buy the book? That's the mistake that newbie writers make.
And fair enough, they don't even consider. They don't think about that part. Okay, just after the excitement of writing a book and making money, they don't just sit down and maybe analyze. Okay, who are those I want to sell this book to? They don't even know.
The funniest one is those that are just opening a Facebook account and they did not even calm down to say, let me build on this account. Let me give value. Maybe I'm a fiction storyteller. Let me write fiction. Let me give value. Let me do it again and again. Before I want to tell them that I'm selling a fiction book, or before I begin to expect that I will get ghostwriting clients to write novels back to back. You
Mm.
get, you can show up as a ghostwriter, but don't expect that you will begin to get clients back to back because you are just starting. Trust me. Repetition is
Wow.
how we sell. Repetition is how we stay in the heart of people. You need to say it again and again before people get your point.
Yeah, I'm getting you.
So if I'm going to give an advice to now, any newbie now, I'll tell the newbie, you can start building on Facebook, on LinkedIn, but don't have that mindset that you will start earning in the first week. Yes, except if you have an advantage. Maybe you are coming to someone like me and I said, okay, I'm going to do, like we are going to work together. Do you understand? For ghostwriting
Yeah.
gig, I can put you through as an intern and you would also earn through that. That's different. But you are just showing up on Facebook and you see clients to be coming. From where? Those that are on Facebook sef, they are waiting for clients. Those on LinkedIn, they are waiting for clients. They are pitching. People are pitching back to back. So if you are just coming, consistency.
Out of the blues.
So that's it.
Okay,
Okay, I can see
yeah.
Pointola question.
I did not
She said,
hear
how
you.
long do you think it takes to build a firm community?
For as long as
Okay,
it takes you to get people that work with you, I can answer her.
I will be sincere. There's no number of months that it will take you to build a firm community. But do you know
Yeah.
what builds a firm community? There are two main things that build a firm community. The first one is consistency.
Very
Show
important.
up again and again. See, clock that consistency. Use spanner to close it in your head. So consistency. Then the second one is in two ways. That second one can be divided into two branches: storytelling and value creation. If you can give value a lot, you are giving value back to back. You get
Yeah.
this secret. Like if I want to do something crazy on Facebook and LinkedIn, this secret that every author should know. 60 days. Hope you know if you are doing it on your you can actually do it on your YouTube channel. Like for 60 days, people will follow you back to back if you keep going. See, before the end of 60 days,
You've given me a beautiful idea now.
before the end of the 60 days, trust me,
Yeah.
there will be change in your YouTube channel.
Yeah. February. But I'm thinking of what I'm going to be saying for that 30 days.
You
But
can do
you've
it.
given me
It's
a
very
idea.
small. See, the idea is very small. If you sit down, you can do it. The reason why you feel like you don't have anything to say is because you feel like people will know what you want to say. And
Yeah, you've given me
that's
an
because
idea.
you are already
I'll run
used
with it.
to that knowledge.
Yeah.
People do not know it. Oh. People do not know quarter of what you know. There are things you know that I do not know. For real. You are building
Absolutely.
on YouTube now. Do I know about building on YouTube? No, exactly.
And
So
you're building on
Koinsola,
software. I don't know what the interface looks like.
okay,
Eh,
Koinsola, I would say the second branch is storytelling and value creation. If you can give value back to back, see, even if you are not doing storytelling, you know people will follow that person.
yeah.
Even if you are not doing storytelling, but you are giving value back to back, people will follow you. Now imagine when you add storytelling. Yeah,
Oh.
that three thing is called
Eh,
that was why I helped you with my WhatsApp and LinkedIn. I have 600 followers on LinkedIn, and the connection is beautiful. People will tag me to their post, and I'll be like, how did I impact this person? It's just value, storytelling, consistency. It will carry you like a speed. So that works.
okay. Please, if you have more questions, be asking though. She's very active. She will answer your questions. So let's just be sending in the questions while I'm asking her these ones here. All right. Okay, we were talking about the mistakes we see newbie writers make every day. And I think for like I think up to 3 to 5 times I have people that have come to me say they want to write books. They want to write a book and I'll ask them, okay, you want to write it? I don't first ask you if you have an idea or what. I'll ask you, do you have an active online presence? Some of them will say yes. I'll ask you where. You say it's WhatsApp. And maybe sometimes I'll be like, okay, your WhatsApp, do you have up to 50? So you tell me you don't have up to 50. I said, how do you want to write a book and sell to less than 50? Because if I want to put you through, I think it will cost you money. So maybe I'm not considering the money I'm getting. I'm getting you the long because this for my people to start. Maybe after writing that they don't ever embark on writing again because they are disappointed. They expected something different and then they're meeting something else. So the basic of all of this, like Ivana said, is just to build consistency, show up, build connection, build community. Build first before you build first before you think about going to write a book. In the book I released last week, if I started writing today, that's one of the things I addressed. Don't just wake up one morning and say, "Yeah, I want to go and write a book," or you will cry like you'll be very disappointed. You'll be
It will do you like
very
a dream.
it will do like a dream because if you like because you'll be seeing for people that are making 6 figures, they sold guinea. I think it's overnight magic. No, it takes time. Takes time. Alright. Okay, the next question, we're actually rounding up. The next question I want to ask you, so far in your writing journey, what achievements are you most proud of? What breakthrough are you most proud of?
Okay, I would say that. Can you hear me? Okay, I would say one of the things that One of the things that I'm most proud of concerning my writing is my writing community. So TCLM community has taught me literally raised a lot of writers and authors. A lot of people started showing up on their platforms because of they were members of the community and they saw what I taught. A lot of persons started writing their book. A lot of persons took Christian writing serious. A lot of persons found purpose in that community. And it was a community of Christian creatives.
Yeah.
So I would say that's big for me. That community is an achievement for me.
Okay, that's a very beautiful achievement. Um, what do you call her name again? Kanye Sola. She asked the question. I don't know if the question is to you or to me. Do you mind clarifying? Because if it's to me, I'll be a miracle on Facebook. You connect to me. If it's divine, Allah, I've call for her. I think that's the easiest way she
Divine
can just
Alara
connect with. Yes, that's the easiest way you can connect to her. Maybe if you text her on Facebook, people can now move on to WhatsApp and then people will build from there. If it's me, just text Miracle Lobby on Facebook. I don't know who the question is directed to share, but whichever, the two of us are very accessible. And I will invite okay, both of you. He said two will chase 10,000.
The wise person. You are wise, you are wise. I love it for you.
He said two will chase 10. Okay, what will chase 10,000? That's beautiful. Okay, let me ask you, how has your definition of success changed from when you started writing to now? Let me give you an example. When I started writing, I participated in lots of online challenges and all. So to me then, success meant getting online recognition, getting award, all those awards from Facebook community, all this recognition. For me then, that was my definition of success. But at this point in time now, for me that is not it's success, but for me, it's not like it's not what I term as being successful right now. So, how has the definition of success changed from when you began writing to now that you've grown to becoming a brand owner, a company owner, and all? That's the question.
Okay. I would say my definition of success formally. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I would say formally, my definition of success was a thriving community, getting people to engage, getting people to comment, getting people to talk, do you understand? And all of those
And
things. I would say that was my definition of success. That was what made me see that I'm doing well. But now, my definition of success, I would say it is measured by the responses that I'm getting personally. I might not have 1K reactions on my post,
yeah,
but people are being impacted. It's also reflected in the connections and like in the if you are building authority, there are things that would want to connect with you. Yeah, so that's also a way to see that's also a way to measure impact that okay, yes. It's also in the results of like people that are following me, people that I know that yes, they are connected. There are some persons that they do not need to tell me they are reading my post. I know them. So if I can see the results in them, I know that I am doing well and they are learning from me. They are not just following me ordinarily.
okay,
So
that's
yes.
actually yeah. As one shifts, as one makes advance in life, even your thought pattern, your what used to catch your
It's very
attention will
different.
just be shifting. is growth. Okay, the
Yes.
second to the last question we have is, what practical advice would you give to somebody like Kain Sola who wants to start building, wants to start writing, but feels stuck or invisible? You feel like you're doing this thing, but it's not really working. What practical advice can you give to the person?
I can't hear you.
I said, what practical advice can you give to someone who wants to write, who wants to stay consistent, who wants to stay committed, but feels stuck, maybe feels invisible, maybe feels discouraged, and or what practical advice can you give to this
Okay. I'm going to strictly tell the person that to be very sincere, when I started writing, I said this a lot. I do not see the beauty in my writing. Like people will tell me you can write. I love your voice. I love your style. But I did not see the beauty. I didn't see what was beautiful about the voice, style, and tone. So I will just tell you that there will be no improvement. I will be sincere. I'm always very saying this very stupid. There will be no improvement. You will remain in that same level if you do not write.
Yeah.
You will remain stuck. You will remain in that same level if you do not write. So my practical advice is to start writing. And I'll give you a system and a structure. Maybe at least write once for like 30 days. Just keep writing. It's not just about the reaction that you are getting. Because people will not just wake up and love you one day. It's not
Yeah.
possible. People will not just people will not just wake up and love you one day. It's not possible. So I would say that's one of the practical advice I would give to such person. Just keep writing and writing. Because if you don't write, you will not improve. So
Actually,
if
you
you
know
not
it.
do reaction, and you can get an accountability partner, someone
Yeah.
that can hold your hand, that you'll
To
be
work.
doing it together.
Mm, yeah. Also, joining writing communities, like when you're fired up,
Exactly.
when it's people's results, you're encouraged, you're fired up. Don't go out and become envious and jealous and start comparing your results. So just do it on the standpoint of you being neutral and you wanting to get help. Okay, our last question. Please, if you have questions, be typing it now because we are rounding up. If you have questions, be typing the questions. Okay, our last question is, what final words do you have for any writer listening to this podcast? Maybe for those that will watch the replay, for those that will see it maybe in the next 3 to 5 years' time, what advice can you give to what final advice can you give to
I
writers watching this video?
actually just said it just now, and it has been ringing on my head. See, your writing is special. There's beauty in that your writing. You have a beautiful voice, style, and tone. Every writer has a phenomenal voice, style, and tone. We all have a unique voice, style, and tone. Don't try
Yeah,
to write like Tim Amanda, or try to write like Buchi Emechata, or try to write like Kole Soyinka. Don't try to write like those people. Just keep writing again and again. You find your writing style.
yeah,
You find the beauty in your writing. By the time you keep writing consistently, that thing will break out in your writing. Like I do not used to see my writing as this beautiful and emotionally connected before. When I began to read my work again and again, I began to see, wow, I wrote this. Like I did not actually see it before. But then when you begin to do it again and again, you
yeah,
develop a beautiful. So there were people I was looking up to for. Like there were some girls that they are fiction writers. So if they write non-fiction, that fiction style is always coming up in their non-fiction. So I'm always
yeah.
like, God, these people can write. So reading my works now, I can see that beauty in my work too.
Mm.
So be
So
consistent.
yeah, you've had her. Your writing is beautiful. even though it may not look like it now. But when you stay consistent, when you keep on adding blocks, when you keep showing up, the best way to do this thing, don't try to copy or mimic anybody. Just be yourself. Try different writing styles, different writing patterns, different voice. Try writing fiction, try essays, just be allow yourself to um, express your potentials. And on the long run, you will find your voice will find you. Don't have to go and find it again. It will find it will find you. Okay, thanks so much, Divine. Okay, this one is not a question actually. Well, it's the last thing we're talking about. Is there maybe something you're working on? Is there maybe a project, a book, or maybe one big announcement you want us to anticipate? Is there anything like that you want us to carry on?
Okay, I would just say this month of February, I would resume like writing my newsletter on my Substack blog.
Wow.
So the newsletter on my Substack blog is like a soulful newsletter, filled of in-depth writing on life,
Yeah.
like stories on life as a whole, not just writing, creativity, innovation, just in-depth soulful writing. So that's where I get to pour myself as a whole. So that's where I get to write as the capacity woman and not just as a book project consultant or so it's just going to be once every week, every month. Once every week in every month. So every week, once I'm writing a newsletter on my Substack blog. So the link will be on
That
my
is
Facebook
four letters
and
per month.
yes.
Okay, that's interesting. So how do we find you on Substack?
Okay, divine the capacity woman. It's
Divine the
very
capacity
simple.
woman.
Divine the capacity woman. You find it there.
Okay, so when you go on Substack, find Divine the capacity woman, connect with her there, and anticipate the soulful letters. Do you have to be on Substack to get this letter? Because I'm not on Substack.
No, 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 no. Even if you are on my WhatsApp channel,
Yeah.
I would post the link there. Even if you connect with me on Facebook, I'll post the link there. So anybody
Okay, we
can
just
click the
can.
link and read through Chrome.
Yes. All right. Okay. Cancer, thanks so much for joining. Like you've stayed all through. Hey, you deserve something. How do you? Is that
That's
you've stayed
beautiful.
all through? Wow. So you said my writing is beautiful, my style is my tone is unique, and you're very dynamic and powerful. Send me a message
You have the
on
name of a beautiful fiction writer.
yes, she does. Send me a message on Facebook. I have something for you. I'll be a miracle. Is
Oh,
it
that's
Miracle Love Year or
beautiful.
be a miracle? Is it Miracle Love Year? Yeah, send a message on Facebook. I have something for you because we've come to the end of this life, and with that we call it a day. I'll give you one of my books, the one I released last week. It's actually selling for 5,000. No, that book is I started writing today.
Congratulations,
Now
Consola.
I'll
I'm
give
happy
you
for you.
at least for staying true you were not just ghosting. You were really commenting, you were engaging, and I'm so proud of you. You'll be a very great writer. Like let me just put it back. So thanks so much, Divine, for staying through. Thank you for coming on board. No, that day I reached out to you, I was like, who knows if she will answer? Because that day I was really under pressure. But thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate you. I
Well
really
done. You
appreciate
are doing so well. Trust me, this is going to become big.
And guess
And
what?
you see these numbers we have here. I'm seeing
Yeah.
it in K thousands very
Uh,
soon
yeah, it's going to
by
happen
God's
definitely.
grace.
Definitely. For those that be watching the replay, there's a big announcement. These conversations now is going to be happening. We are going to have a physical edition in
Wow.
the month of April. Yeah, we're going to have a physical
April.
edition. So yeah, in
Oh,
April.
well, which
So
location?
anticipate. Yeah,
Which location?
it's not your state now, so you have to fly down from Abuja to participate. Don't worry, I'll still try to connect to make it to stream it live on YouTube though. But it will be in indoor closed conversations with a celebrity author where we get to connect, we get to ask questions, don't worry, more details be. I'm just making an announcement. So when you be watching
Beautiful.
this play, you will, yeah?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so don't worry, it's going to happen. And so with that, we'll call it a day. She said giving mentorship. Actually, the book I'm giving you is open, like it's practical mentorship. It's more like me telling you everything I will. If you click onto my DM, that book will still contain everything I will literally tell you.
That book is
It,
sometimes
every
books
question
are
you want
access
to
to
ask
me.
me, yeah, that book is over 80 pages. It's not a small book. So you will really find it valuable. Text me on Facebook. I'll send you a copy. Thanks so much for joining. And please let's connect again tomorrow. We have a session tomorrow by 6 p.m. I swear. What's tomorrow's topic again? Okay, today's topic is the day you decide to write. So as someone like Angela have decided to write, I'll be sharing with you insight on how to both connect and build, whether it's on Facebook. This I was talking about social media writing, no longer book writing now. So join us tomorrow by 6 p.m. Let's learn. So thanks so much for joining everybody. I'm very happy. So do have a lovely night rest. Good night.
Take care of yourself. Good night. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you for having